So we're about 3 millimeters right now on the E string, and we more so want something like 2.5 to 2.25. And then on the G string, we're around 2.75, but I want to go for around 2 for this particular customer on the G string. So we're going to adjust the truss rod right now because I know there's a huge bow in this neck. So you can see there's a fair amount of bow in that neck, so I'm going to adjust the truss rod right now and try and get that out. So I've loosened the strings on the base because you never want to adjust a truss rod with the string tension on. It just basically, fights, the string tension fights against the truss rod in certain circumstances. So all the string tension is off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this spoke wheel right here to, take some of that bow out of the neck. But what I'm noticing already is that when the truss rod's completely off, this neck is actually in quite the bow. So I'm a little concerned about that. I might need to help the actual bow in the neck by placing just a couple things, a couple foam blocks here to support the neck. While I adjust the actual truss rod, just with your other hand, place it near the nut and press, on the body and on the neck here. While it's kind of hard, but while you're adjusting the neck, and help that truss rod out. Put that neck into, a bow like this while you're adjusting it. Don't make the truss rod do all of the work. So I'll do that now. So I'm just going clockwise here on. Now again, I've completely loosened this off, so that's why I'm turning it so much. So I'm going to just snug it up. And now this is where I can feel it, kind of get, to a certain type of tension. And I'm just going to put my hand on the headstock and just help that neck. Okay, back from the phone call. So I'm just going to, keep turning just to the point where I'm noticing a little bit of a bow going this way. And I'm hoping that is what's going to, bring my action a lot lower. Obviously we'll start adjusting the bridge here, but I don't want to pull the truss rod too tight. So there we go. Now I'm going to have to go a little bit more. There we go. Now it's always good to work in, small steps. So I'll bring the base back up to tension here. And then, you don't have to bring it right to full, in tune standard. I'm just checking. Yeah, see, it's still got quite the bow into it. I'm going to have to make another adjustment on the truss rod there. It wasn't even at full tension yet. And again, I think this neck is a little bit weak. I'm just hoping that it's weak in the way that it's completely, it's completely flat in this plane, but doesn't have that much of a twist like this to it. So again, pushing on that headstock, giving it a little bit of help. And you can actually hear the string, buzzing on the frets, and to a certain degree you want that because you want to just, when the full string tension's on, you want it to just pull the neck into a perfect relief. So now I'm going to bring this up to full tension and we'll check it with our string action ruler. So let's check what we have here. We have 2.25 millimeters, and on the G 2 millimeters, so that's perfect. So that adjustment we made did exactly what we wanted. Okay, everyone, so I want to establish the same radius that's on the fretboard for the string. So I measured that at 9.5, so this is just a fret pressing cowel, and so it's a 9.5 radius. So all I'm basically doing is near the bridge, I'm going to place it on the strings. And then what I do is I just play the strings, and where it rattles, you know it's touching. Where it doesn't, you know it's not touching. So for instance, I know the 2 middle strings aren't, so you can hear it clearly, and then these two, obviously it's touching, so you'll hear that. So it actually moves it right off with the string vibration. So G is 2. So we want to bring these two strings up so that all of them evenly touch the bottom of this radius. Okay, so I want to bring this string up, so I'm going to just evenly bring up these screws. On the saddle. You can hear it's still not touching. There we go. There, perfect. So same for this string right here. There we go. And then we're just going to test them all. Just a little bit more in the B. Good. Perfect. It's time to set the intonation of the bass. So we want to bring the saddles forward or backward depending on if the note is flat or sharp. So if you want the note to be sharp, you'd want to bring the saddle forward. If you want the note to be flat, you'd want to bring the saddle backwards. So I'm just going to play the G string open, making sure that it's in tune on my tuner. It is. And then I'm just going to play the 12th fret to see. Now it's pretty close. It's a little bit flat. So I'm just gonna bring this saddle forward just a bit. Perfect. So always check your tuning open and always check it fretted. So on to the next string. So this particular string, the A string, is fairly sharp. So we're actually going to have to bring this saddle back. And I'm just lifting the string up with my hand just to take some pressure off of the bridge here. So again, you'll always have to retune. Open. And then check it fretted at the 12th fret. So we need to go just a little, we went a little bit too far. Good. So this one's a little flat, so we have to bring the saddle forward just a bit. And then it's just another small adjustment. Good. Yeah, we're good. So I hope the couple things I did show you of the process helped. If it did, let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone.